Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. We have an update regarding T-Mobile. The link for this article will be down below in the description for you in case you want to check it out. It is coming from Phone Arena. So the headline here says, class action suit against T-Mobile claims that it lied to Congress and ripped off minority-owned stores. So this is a very interesting article. I do want to read the whole thing to you. It's about 2 minutes. When we're done with the article, I want to discuss and voice my opinions about this topic. I do feel strongly about this. Interesting stuff here. So, T-Mobile is currently embroiled in a class action suit brought by individually owned T-Mobile stores. They're saying the owners of these stores say that T-Mobile lied to Congress when it said that the merger with Sprint would result in the opening of hundreds of retail stores. Instead, these store owners say that T-Mobile ended up buying minority-owned locations for little to no compensation. Per top class actions, the stores and T-Mobile met virtually on December 18th, trying to reach a mediated agreement. In a letter to District Judge Diane Gujarati, the plaintiff said that the two sides could not reach an agreement. T-Mobile will now ask the court to hear its motion to dismiss the suit, while the stores are asking the court to begin with the discovery process, during which both sides exchange a list of the evidence they plan on presenting in court. The class action suit claims that T-Mobile conspired with national T-Mobile retailer and master dealer Arc Telecom to close or buy the mostly minority-owned T-Mobile stores. The complaint alleges that Arc Telecom attempts to close the plaintiff stores for absolutely zero compensation, depriving them of their livelihood and disgorging them of their investments. This is occurring as of the time this complaint is being filed, which they're saying was past March. Arc Telecom is the largest T-Mobile retailer with over 400 stores in 32 states. The filing goes on to say the plaintiffs are essentially community-based T-Mobile stores, and they are what T-Mobile and Arc Telecom prefer to call sub-dealers. T-Mobile and Arc Telecom hold the latter out to be a master dealer using its operating standards. T-Mobile controls substantially every aspect of the plaintiff's business. The suit cites comments that were made by former T-Mobile CEO John Legere at the time of the merger announcement with Sprint that said, "We'll build hundreds of stores." Legere also pushed jobs as a reason why the T-Mobile purchase of Sprint made sense. The plaintiffs noted that T-Mobile never informed sub-dealers prior to the approval of the merger that it planned to close stores such as the plaintiffs' stores. The plaintiffs seek $100 million in compensatory damages and $1 billion in punitive damages, plus attorney fees, which are likely to be substantial. The filing explains how many of the plaintiffs took a hit financially. One sub-dealer was initially offered $35,000 for its stores, which was raised to $100,000. However, the store had been recently renovated, costing the owner $120,000. So, of course, the offer was turned down. But with the contracts between T-Mobile and the plaintiffs set to expire in June of 2024, T-Mobile had the upper hand, and as it tried to create what the plaintiffs called an artificial termination date of March 2023. The plaintiffs said T-Mobile played a dirty game of squeeze and buy. They're saying the lawsuit says that the April 2020 merger between T-Mobile and Sprint was anti-competitive acquisition that collectively cost U.S. small businesses, AT&T, and Verizon subscribers billions of dollars. So there you have it. That's the article. The link will still be down below in the description if you want to read it or share it with someone else. But as you can tell, very bad news, very disappointing on T-Mobile's end, if indeed all of this is true. Now, as the article states, and as we know, just as following the wireless news as much as we do over the last couple of years, we were always weary about the merger between T-Mobile and Sprint. What would it really bring? Well, it brought 5G. We were definitely introduced to 5G. T-Mobile was the first carrier to officially do 5G correctly. You can say what you want about flaws in the network, whatever. That's something else. They do have 5G. It's not perfect. It needs fine-tuning, whatever. That's a different subject, but they're the first to pretty much officially launch 5G. They utilized Sprint's towers to make that happen. They got access to a ton of spectrum, and they had leverage over AT&T and Verizon. At the moment, they were basically favored by the FCC. They allowed all that to happen. Part of the deal was they were going to make the economy better. They were going to hire a bunch of employees. At the time, the unemployment rate was sky high. They were supposed to help turn that around by offering jobs in different, locations within T-Mobile Corporation, which they never did. They were supposed to open up brand new retail stores, giving customers access to affordable, products and customer service, which, according to this article, they never did. Instead, they basically did what the mafia does, comes in and either buys you out or pushes you out. So this is a very dirty game that they played. As the article says, a squeeze and buy. It's a nasty way to do business. And if T-Mobile is found guilty of this, the 100 million plus the billion, I don't even know if that's enough. There's tons of stores that were affected by this. There's a lot of families that probably found themselves possibly on the street. A lot of these little authorized retail dealers, they don't really make much. They're like usually tiny stores in, neighborhoods that don't get that much traffic. They're basically squeezing profits. I mean, you ever go in there, there's like one tiny little booth and there's a couple of phone cases on the wall, maybe a few chargers. You might see one person paying their bill over the counter. Maybe there's a little repair area in the back, someone fixing your broken phone screens or changing batteries on an iPhone or whatever. How much do you think these guys make? How much do you think they charge to replace a screen? $20? They buy the screen on eBay for like $5, and then they repair it and they charge you $20. If they sell you a plan, they get like $5 to $7 off of the plan. All the kickback goes to T-Mobile. They get all these products from most likely T-Mobile. They get their cases off of eBay. They get their repair tools off of eBay. They don't make very much, and their rent is not cheap. There's not enough foot traffic to really make enough money as it is. So now for T-Mobile to go in and basically hustle them out, it's not right. Not right at all. So I wanted to share this article with you. We should be aware of what goes on behind the scenes of these wireless carriers. It's not always a pretty picture. T-Mobile is a great network. They have a lot of nice perks. The plans are pretty good. Service is pretty good in most locations. But we all know that we were lied to when the Sprint and T-Mobile merger took place. We all knew this was coming. We've been seeing it for months. Every time we get an article about them laying more employees off, it's the exact opposite of what they promised. And they can't blame the pandemic. They have nobody to blame. This was their overall mission, to come in, get access to the spectrum, get those Sprint towers, build up 5G, brag about it, get all the customers running to their network because they have the first 5G, official 5G. And that's exactly what happened. And now that they got their way, that's it. So if they're found guilty of this, this will be big. This is a big blow. And it could get worse, So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.